There are some people that after seeing this movie are legitimately asking themselves if this is the best action movie of the year. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Extraction 2. After barely surviving his grievous wounds from his mission in Dhaka, Bangladesh, Tyler Rake is back, and his team is ready to take on their next mission. The movie stars Chris Hemsworth, Golshifteh Farahani, Adam Bessa, and Tornike Gogrichiani. I just want to say I apologize for mispronouncing any names in the list of actors there. I'm sorry, but hey, I did my best. But anyway, Extraction 2 is currently available on Netflix and has been #1 on their charts since its release, for good reason. The actors are all quite good, like across the board. All of them are good. Chris Hemsworth in particular, he plays him as Tyler Rake, which is quite a name. Anyway, he plays him as very, very guarded, not showing much emotion, but when he does, it really hits, and it kind of makes his character a little more mysterious. I mean, that's kind of what you want from an action star, right? This kind of stoic, just machine, right? There were a couple of surprises in the movie from actors that I didn't know were going to be in it, and I didn't list them because it was surprising. It was legitimately like, I didn't know this person was in this. This is kind of cool. But yeah, I think there's one character in particular, not one of the surprises, but just one character in particular that I think most people will be very, very annoyed with this character, because through the actions of this character, many, many people die. And it's like, I mean, I was getting irritated watching parts of this movie because of this character. The one thing that sort of surprised me is that the movie actually has some heart, right? There's like Extraction 1 was it was a very cold movie. You know, it was fun to watch, you know, some cool action scenes and all that sort of thing, but I didn't really feel anything, you know? It wasn't a movie about that. This movie has moments where I'm like, okay, Chris Hemsworth is actually, you know, his performance is actually kind of moving me a little bit. I'm pleasantly surprised. The story itself, the mission, all of these things, it's pretty sparse and almost like a cookie cutter sort of action movie plot. But that's not why you're watching this movie, is it? I mean, there are some very, very, very impressive action sequences on display here. If you're an action movie fan, you absolutely need to see this if you haven't already. The scene that's getting a lot of attention is this 21-minute take. It's more like a bunch of different shots put together to make it look like it's one shot, but it is very, very impressive. The choreography here is just amazing, and the way that it goes from a prison break to this train sequence, it is really, really impressive. Really impressive stuff. The only thing I will say is that there is one part where our hero hides behind a ladder, and it doesn't make any sense, and it literally made me laugh. Like, that shouldn't have happened. Now, as impressive as this action sequence is, it's a little bit unfortunate that it's toward the beginning of the movie. There are plenty of different action sequences throughout the film, but they kind of do this instead of do this. It's like I can see how you might have been able to retool the plot to where it did that, you know, where it throughout the runtime, the action sequences get better and better and more thrilling. But that's not the case here, which is kind of a bummer. Still, I think you have to hand it to the Russos here. I mean, this is a new vehicle, you know, that they're sort of in control of with Chris Hemsworth as their star. It's very, very entertaining stuff. And actually, I think this one was much better, like twice as good maybe than the first one. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. And I think if you have Netflix, this is an absolute no-brainer. Now, is this the best action movie of the year? Not quite. Not quite. Because I think John Wick 4 is still the reigning king of this year. But I'm telling you, that 21-minute sequence by itself puts it in the conversation. It's really, really well done. And some might even prefer Extraction 2 because it's not as long as John Wick 4. Because John Wick 4 it's a pretty long movie. So, Extraction 2, have you checked it out? What did you think of it? Let's talk about it down in the comment section below, because that's one of my favorite things, is talking with you guys in the comments. I think it's fun. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.